Good morning, class 7 students. So today I'm here with you all to start the new chapter number 9, that is soil. So first of all, I would like to tell you the topics, subtopics which we are going to discuss in this chapter. One is the formation of soil, that how does the soil forms, then the soil profile, then the types of soil, and the crops that can be grown in the soil. So let's discuss these one by one. So first of all, let me discuss with you all the formation of soil, the process involved in the formation of soil and soil profile. In the lecture 1, we will discuss these 2 points, right? So soil, as we know that soil is a habitat for many organisms. Many organisms are living inside the soil. Millions of years ago, the surface of Earth was very hard and rocky, right? Volcanic eruptions brought molten rocks from inside the earth to the surface. The hot lava flowed and cooled to form igneous rocks. As the time passed, these rocks were broken into smaller pieces by the violent earthquakes. So, the role of water, air, plant roots, and mechanical collision in the formation of soil is very, very important. So, we know that soil is one of the most important natural resources. Plants are grown in soil, and all the animals, all the human beings are dependent on plants for their survival. If the soil will not be there, then just imagine the plants cannot grow. If the plants will not be there, the human beings, the animals will not be able to get food. Apart from this, soil provides a shelter for many organisms, right, which are living inside the soil. Before going to layers of soil, I would like to discuss that how does the formation of soil take place. Role of water is very, very important because during rain, water enters the cracks and the cavities of the rock. Earlier, there were rocks, hard rocks present on the surface of earth. So when the rain occurs, then the water enters the cracks and cavities of the rocks. During winters, when the temperature falls, water freezes to ice and expands. This expansion exerts an outward force and the rock breaks into smaller pieces. Role of plant roots, if we want to discuss that, roots of the plants enter the crevice of the rock in search of water. These penetrating roots exert outward pressure on the rock and break it into smaller pieces. Then role of temperature is also important. Large variations in the day and night temperatures also lead to weathering of rocks. Role of chemical weathering: rocks contains many minerals. In the presence of moisture and oxygen, these minerals get oxidized. This makes the rock brittle, which then crumble to form the soil. So this process of breaking down of bigger rocks into smaller pieces by the action of natural forces such as water, air, plant roots, and mechanical collision is called weathering. So soil is composed of distinct layers. Here you can see organic layer, topsoil, subsoil, parent material, bedrock. So that is called the soil profile. The soil is the uppermost layer of Earth's crust. It composed of distinct layers that you can see here. You can perform one activity also. If you take a handful of soil from your school garden, right, and fill it in a jar and allow it to settle down for some time, then you can observe different kinds of layers in the soil also. So structured layer, that is layer structure of the soil, is called soil profile. You can see on the screen, this is called soil profile. Each layer differ in feel. Feel means texture, color, depth, and chemical composition. Soil is arranged in 3 layers. Each layer is known as origin. You can see here that is the general view, that organic layer, topsoil, subsoil, parent material, and bedrock. So soil profile, this is the vertical section through different layers of soil. It's called a soil profile. Each layer differs in field textures. and these are known as the horizons. So first of all, we would like to discuss about a horizon. The uppermost layer of the soil is called a horizon. You can see the dark color. It is usually dark in color, contains very fine particles of rock. It is rich in humus, which makes the soil fertile. Plants get the essential nutrients from this layer. The soil in this layer is soft, porous, and can hold more water. This layer is also known as topsoil. And this soil provides home for many living organisms such as worms, rodents, beetles, and moles. Now you can see the B horizon. The layer just under the top layer is called B horizon. It is also known as subsoil. This layer is slightly harder and more compact. It has very little humus or organic matter. This layer is rich in soluble minerals and iron oxides and is light in color. Then below you can see here the C horizon. Lowermost layer is called the C horizon. It lies below the subsoil. It is made up of small pieces of hard stones and rocks with cracks and crevices. It is very difficult to dig beyond this layer. Under this layer is the bedrock. You can see that is bedrock. Now the parts of the soil, we know that weathering of rock produces small particles of various materials. These include sand and clay. Depends upon rock from which the particles were formed, that is the present rock. The mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. That is weathering. H will not come. WEATHERNG. Soil is formed by this process that is known as weathering. Then the type of soil. The soil is classified on the proportion of particles of various sizes. Like if soil contains greater proportion of big particles, it is called sandy soil. If the proportion of fine particles is relatively higher, then it is called clay soil. If the amount of large and fine particle is about the same, then it is called loamy soil. So these are the properties of soil. Percolation rate of water in soil. We have already discussed that percolation rate is equal to amount of water divided by percolation time. We can add water in the soil and we can note down the time it will take to percolate that water. There is moisture in the soil. Moisture in the soil you can find out with the help of weighing that soil. So these are the two general properties of soil. Percolation rate we can measure. Soil contains water in the form of moisture. So moisture content of soil depends upon its time and source. The presence of moisture can be confirmed by performing an activity. When you will take a dry boiling tube and add 20 gram of soil sample in this, right, and place a cork loosely on its mouth, when you will heat, small droplets of water can be seen in the upper portion of the tube. When you will wipe the water vaplet with filter paper and allow the inner side of the tube to get dry, what you will observe, when the soil sample is heated, water in the sample evaporates, moves up and condenses on the cooler inner walls of the boiling tube. From this, where does this water molecules came inside the boiling tube? Because the soil contains moisture, right? That is all for today. Next, the types of soils we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you, everyone.